Hi everyone, so welcome to Investing for Value. So today I'm going to talk about NIO, especially after they've potentially signed up for new funding, a new facility, and are potentially on track to release the EC6 this year I think they were talking about July. So this company was founded in 2014. In 2018, they had the ES8 and they sold 11,348 units of that. In 2019, they released the ES6, and in combination with the ES8, they sold 20,565 models. Majority of them were the ES6 because most people liked the smaller car, and also it was a bit cheaper as well. So the ES6 did quite well last year, and I think it will do really well this year and for the many years ahead. And also the EC6 is more like a sportier type of car, so it will just be in combination with these two, and I think they're going to sell really well. So looking at the trend basis, like they went from 11,000 units to 20,000 units, and then I think they can get well into the 30 or even the 40,000 units. Though with the coronavirus, I think that dampens a little bit, so I would say let's aim closer to the 30,000 units, and if they can achieve it, it actually puts them in line with Tesla right here. So Tesla was founded in 2003. In 2012, they released the Model S. And then they did do 2,650 units, but that was the middle of the year. Now we're just starting to ramp up. So in the 2013, they ramped up. They did 22,000 cars, and then they continue to proceed to 31,000, which I think they NIO can get to at this stage, which actually catches up to Tesla in 2014. Though when you look at the different car models, it took Tesla many years before they got 3 car models onto the market. So this car is like burning a lot more cash than Tesla was at that same time, though they're to try to make up for lost time, and are really, really catching up in terms of that because they'll have the 3rd model out, and it took Tesla quite a lot of years before they managed to get their 3rd model out. And this year they're managing two other different car models out. Well, technically a truck and the Model Y. But NIO's going to potentially have the ET7 in another 2 years' time. So that will give them 4 models versus Tesla's 5 models. Though Tesla has the Cybertruck going on. So Tesla does have a lot of pipeline of cars, though the valuation kind of merits that. So no point trying to catch up with Tesla, though we want to go in the equivalent. So right now, for what NIO is basically achieving, how much is it technically worth in comparison to Tesla? Well, I think if they've been in line with Tesla at this rate, well, like Tesla was selling at a $27 billion valuation when it achieved the 31,000 cars. So I don't think NIO would be able to merit that valuation considering the cash burn's higher. And also Tesla cars were way more expensive during that time. But I think even if you say they merit half of it, that's still a $13 billion valuation. So when you consider that, Tesla, NIO is currently probably after a big rise today. The pre-market's suggesting quite a large rise. I'm thinking about it's going to be about 5 billion in valuation, or even 5.5. But in the scheme of things, if this year they can really prove what they're going to do, they could be well worth 13 or even more than that in terms of value because of at the end of the day, if we don't look at the cash burn, we don't look at the other impacts that the coronavirus is having on this company, but we look at the progression it's made. The progression is really showing this company is building out a lot of value, and when you look at things too closely, you kind of lose sight of all the really good things. And when you put it something like this, you kind of really see all these good things. Like it takes a long time to build out car models, and this company is doing really well when it comes to doing that. And also they're slowly scaling their production, though they don't make the cars. JAC kind of makes the cars, but they partner up, So I don't think that's too much of a worry that they don't make their own cars. Um, Though, I think having a little control on your car production probably helps a little. Though, yeah, I don't think at the end of the day, what really determines the success of this car company is basically the cars they sell and the demand for them. Um, and I think at the end of the day, like you're more considering about the cars they sell. And the same thing with Tesla. You're looking at the amount of cars they sell because when you look at Tesla's history, apart from this year, they haven't really made a profit and they've actually been losing money all throughout that time. And NIO is expected to be in a very similar time frame. They probably won't be profitable for another 4, even 5 years. So I don't think you're investing in this company to be profitable. You're investing in this company to grow market share, to sell more cars. So the more cars NIO manages to sell, the more valuable this company ends up being. So you should. So the best judge on NIO is actually the cars, because at the end of the day, you'll have one car, per person that's driving, or one car per household. And the same thing with Tesla. So the more cars you're willing to sell, the more you get into your market share. So that's why I make the comparison in terms of the car units sold rather than looking at profits or losses or anything else, because the true basis of these two companies isn't the money, because they are both proving that they can both raise money, but it's more about just getting scale into your production, because I mean Tesla's also found it really difficult scaling their production of cars, and also NIO is that like they can't scale their production as quick, but also the demand hasn't exactly been as high as well. So they haven't actually really needed to push their scale. Though in the future they could well have to, especially with the ES6. The ES6 seems to be very popular going forward, so I can definitely see this car selling a lot more. Both this half of the year, I think it's going to be a little weak, but I think if the share price drops, you would really just see it as an opportunity to buy, rather than an opportunity of weakness that the car company's not doing well. I think second half they're going to do very well, especially with a release of another car, and then they're going to work out, um, where they're really standing, because this car is really moving quick. So they haven't actually had enough time to consolidate and then push things outwards in a proper way. Whereas Tesla's had a lot of time to just slowly build out, and then push things out as they go, and then their execution has been really good. But mind you, as Elon Musk put it, they went through production hell. So things don't necessarily, look as rosy as the numbers do for Tesla. But you had a really good CEO like Elon Musk who was pushing things, and they managed to get through. I think in NIO you also have William Lee, who is also very, seems like a very capable person who is pushing out, he's managed to really push this company in terms of building out the different models of cars, building out a partnership for manufacturing, and also getting the right funding for this company. So I think in terms of things, I wouldn't worry about too many things on the other basis. Like as long as NIO has money, then I think you measure NIO particularly on the units of cars sold, particularly with the amount of innovation NIO is putting in. Like you can actually have there's extra features in NIO cars that Teslas don't have. So you imagine Teslas, you can't actually talk to it and ask, give it commands. Whereas with NIO cars, they actually have a little robot or AI in terms of things, that you can actually give commands and instructions. Um, or you can just ask certain questions, so like you can just ask the weather or change the music, and it seems quite incredible. So like each company, has its pros and cons. Of course, Tesla has had a lot more time to work out what it needs to in terms of that, and I think NIO is also going through that same process. Like if you went through this period here, like no one was saying Tesla was like an amazing company when it first came onto the market in the first few years. They thought what it did was really cool, really awesome, but no one ever thought, this would be a really viable company. They gave it a huge valuation, but slowly it really started to prove what it was doing. Even in the last few years, like you can remember last year when Tesla got sold down and it was like less than $200 per share, because everyone just kind of just pushed it down because they thought this company might not have a bright future. And this was like after all these things the car company had achieved, that in 2019 people were just selling the shares for less than $200 a share. So that kind of puts into perspective, like that sometimes people just go through little periods where they just don't see hope in this company. And for a while, it was the same thing with NIO, but after today's funding, it just like clears the whole, clears the sky, and it's literally a blue sky future back onto the table. And so with that, basically I think this company is going to be worth 10 billion plus this year, assuming they can execute. And then I think they'll follow in Tesla's trajectory to be worth quite a significant value in terms of the company. Um, yeah, like it's too early to be predicting this part of of NIO being around here, but I think within the next couple of years, this company could well be 15 to 20 billion, assuming it can scale its production really well, and also that people actually want the cars. Like, um, if no one wants NIO's cars, particularly with Tesla competing in China with NIO, then it might not seem too good. Though currently things are fine, but we will have to assess how things go as as basically with coronavirus in this situation, with Tesla competing with NIO, can they actually sell 30,000 cars? If they can, I think they do merit quite a high valuation compared to what they are right now. But that's just my perspective, my opinion. Let me know what your opinion is. And also, if you have any questions or you have any comments on stocks you would like me to look into, feel free to just comment below. Thank you for watching the video, and good luck investing, everyone.